like you're supposed to have it all together, but inside you're wondering how everyone else makes it look so easy, you're not alone. This is Southern Sisters, a place for women who want to grow without the guilt, find purpose in the messy middle, and be reminded that you were made for more. Make sure you stick around. We always save the bloopers for the end. Welcome to our episode of Southern Sisters. We're so glad you're here. We are in the middle of the Christmas season right now, but we wanted to take a break to kind of focus on an idea for making 2026 better than 2025. And that is why our episode today is all about the stories that we tell ourselves. But before we jump into that, we have an icebreaker question, which is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Go.
All right, I got a really good answer for this one because we watch movies all the time.
Let's hear it.
Ours, like, favorite kid one is probably like The Grinch, the old school one that's in real life with Jim Carrey. Mm-hmm. I love that one every year. And The Elf is close second. It's the gum thing for me that grosses me out. The ones for adults, my favorite movie is The Holiday, is like one of mine. And me and Adam love Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. We watched it last night again. Seriously hilarious. If you've not seen that, it is the same guys that did Greatest Showman that did all the music for that, did all the music for this one, and it is amazing.
So where can you watch it?
Apple TV.
Okay.
Spirited. And then, like,
she'll tell us later.
I'll tell you.
It'll be in the show notes.
I'll put it in the show notes.
And then Four Christmases. That one always
That's my
makes us laugh.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's great.
That's
That's your
my
favorite?
favorite
one either.
Mm-hmm. So good.
And I have to say Christmas Vacation, like
Have
the
to.
edited version.
Yeah.
That's what we grew up on. And we quote it all year long.
Yep.
And
Make
if
sure it's
nobody
the
knows what
edited
we're
version.
saying, yeah, if nobody wants to watch it unedited, like we had a recording on a little old VHS tape.
It was from
forever
TV.
ago.
It was like TNT,
TBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it cut out all the bad stuff.
And we had no idea
And
when
then
we
we got the
actually got the
DVD.
DVD.
Yeah.
we were like, it's a bad
Like,
movie.
oh my gosh, I think I watched this as a child.
What is so
if
funny.
it's PG-13 in the 80s, you know.
Yeah.
Well, also because we watched it the first time with all of our kids, with mom and dad. Do you remember we were watching it in the living room and we were all like, "Oh,
I did that with A Christmas Story, and like it was bad.
the
I didn't
old
realize
house.
how much cussing there was in A Christmas Story until I watched it with my kids.
Yeah,
I was
you're like, oh,
sorry,
yeah.
guys.
But that one's good. It's old school good.
Yeah,
My favorite is probably White Christmas.
Oh,
I love
so
that one.
good.
Y'all are
It's a good
naming
one.
all these movies I've never seen.
Holiday.
Marathon,
I'm serious.
Jeremy Day.
It's because you let Josh pick the things, and his are all weird. His is
No.
like, my favorite one is Die Hard, which is
Die
not
Hard
really
Christmas
whatever.
movie.
Yeah.
Let's watch Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
What's yours?
I would say mine's Elf.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I just think it's funny, and
so funny.
I usually don't like those kinds of movies, like where it's like the dumb funny. Like,
Yeah.
I hate those. But
Yeah.
for some reason, Elf, like,
It's
that
got
shit's
heart
hilarious.
too.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a good
very cool. I love it. Okay, so we are going to go into our Ask a Sister question. But before we do, we just wanted to remind you, if you are listening, please follow, like, and share this, whether it be on YouTube or listening to Apple. Any episode that you find that you think has merit, share it with somebody that you love because we want to spread the word about this podcast. So this is just your little reminder and plug. How do you handle parenting without the mom guilt when you know you're doing the right thing?
Wait, this was a question somebody sent in.
Yeah.
This is their, like, word for word. Okay, go ahead.
This is a question someone sent in word for word.
Or
Yeah.
Ask a Sister.
Ask a sister segment. I'm not saying.
It's anonymous.
Oh, it's somebody you don't know.
It might
Okay.
shape my answer.
How-
You should feel bad.
It's one of...
Okay. Ready?
definitely not.
So, how do you handle parenting without the mom guilt when you know you're doing the right thing for your kids, but to them, it feels like you're being the worst mom ever?
Here,
Obviously, depending on their ages, it'll look different. But for example, my daughter just started kindergarten, and of course, she comes home exhausted and grumpy. We are working on earlier bedtimes, but we have taken away her tablet because it's just making her attitude terrible. So, what do you think about that? How do you handle the mom guilt for doing the right thing for them?
It gets easier as your kids get older. If you have a kindergartner and that's your old one, it's just because you haven't done it enough. You get to be the bad guy. And I think the older they get, the thing that's helped me the most is to be able to explain to Austin why we make some choices that we make. Like the other day, I just did it about sleepovers. And he was like, I don't understand. And I'm like, well, let me tell you why we don't do sleepovers, and let me explain to you the reason and just what your dad and I have decided. And it's not everybody. Everybody doesn't feel this way. It's just how we feel in our experience, and getting to explain it to him, and then to tell him that we're like, go, we'll take you over, stay as late as you want, do whatever you want. But he was like, oh, I get it now. I get why y'all are doing this, because I'm like, it's out of love that we're doing this. And I think the older that they get, that'll be easier. It's hard to explain to a kindergarten why, but to shower them with praise and empower them to be a big kid, and to tell them like, hey, did you notice? This is one thing I do with Kennedy is, hey, did you notice when we didn't do as much screens and we watched no TV yesterday, how you felt different?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah. I said, didn't we have a really good day? Did you notice how your brain got to rest? And you focus on all those things like, do you know, we got to do a craft together and do something fun, and to make those moments be fun like that, and to have them notice it makes a huge difference.
But if you can't entertain them while they're not on the screen, you can always just say, we're not doing screens. And you can have like a person in your corner. Like if you're single, just have a person that's supporting you. It just makes it easier to like take things away or make parenting decisions whenever you've got someone that is, it makes you feel like you're not alone in it.
Helping you hold the line.
Yes.
That is a thing that I would say, like, if you're dealing with a situation where you're having to take away things or maybe monitor or limit things, we live in a world of excess, but no kind of excess is good. You have to cast the vision that you are playing the long game, and things that they don't understand, it's okay, because it's for the good of them in the long run. I was reading an article last week about Steve Jobs and the fact that he was asked like about his kids and screen use, and he was Apple. He created the iPhone and the tablet, and he said his kids don't have them
And will never.
and will never.
Yep.
Like, there's
What does that
no-
tell you?
Yeah.
Hold on. I just want to apologize because I hope that didn't sound like I was saying that you're not a good mom for doing crafts with your children.
No.
No, there's limits. Like, everybody has their limitations.
I was like, did that come off like I was tired and make you feel bad?
No.
Okay, good.
No, it didn't come
Just
off
saying.
like that.
No, I don't
Okay,
do crafts all the time.
Because not everybody is that.
Yeah.
Mom.
Well,
Yeah.
also,
I'm not
I
that
thought
mom,
about
but
that.
once a 3 months. What?
I thought about that quote too, and I was telling another friend, and the dad looked up and he goes, "Well, obviously Steve Jobs has never been in the car with their toddler for 12 hours." Like,
Also probably true.
right?
Yeah.
So he can be all high and mighty about his iPads all he wants,
Yeah.
Probably has a whole nanny team.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it is just
It's
recognize that you're playing balance, and that there are things that you notice are triggers for your kids.
Yep.
Maybe it's sugar.
I mean, that's always the key, because I feel like Kennedy, more than my other two, she's a visual learner, so screens affect her differently than the other two kids. And it's not that, like, Austin can handle more than she can. It has been since he was little. It wasn't an issue to be so, like, controlling over that time, but with her, it affects her brain. And so I think it's just important to, like, every kid is totally different. So do what is best, just like sugar could be a trigger. Yeah.
I feel like my mom guilt shows up a lot more when I'm not confident in the fact that these children were sent to me for a reason and that I'm the best person for this job. So I feel like
We can lose sight of that.
if I were to say something to this mom, it would be that, like, I don't know if she's religious or not, but there's no doubt in my mind that there are people that are sent down to us for a specific reason, and they're like, we're supposed to be their mothers and we're supposed to be their siblings. Like, that's not by accident. And so I just feel like our kids, they don't watch screens at all during the week whenever we have school stuff, and they get used to it. And kindergartners are really hard. I've got one that's in kindergarten too. She complains about going to school every single day, and she just wants to chill when she gets home.
Yep.
And the easiest way to do that is by giving them a screen or letting them watch TV or something, you know.
Yep.
But if I am trying to stay on top of, like, making sure that, because even when they're 5, they still need the basic things or they'll freak out, right? Like, they need to rest, they need to eat, they need to, like, so if I've got a snack ready or something like that, then it makes my afternoon a lot easier. Or if I am available when she's home, I know what time she gets home every day.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I just need to make sure that I am taking 10 to 15 minutes to just give her attention. and it's a whole different day. Totally. You know, where she's like trying to get it the whole day, my attention. So
Yeah.
You can add something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, how you mentioned, like, especially when they're little, just it's hard for them to understand why you're doing it, but just try to do it with love. And I was going to say, if you give them an alternative, like, hey, like, why don't you go read a couple of books? Or, you know, I have this set up for you. Like, why don't you do this? Or sometimes, like, if you do want to give them a screen, sometimes we might say, like, okay, you can use it for 20 minutes, whatever, and then we forget, and it's actually like an hour they've been using it. So one thing that I've been doing is I've been setting a timer. That way I know when the time is up, I take the tablet away, and they know, okay, now I got to do that. It's time for homework. Or because they do, sometimes they need to come home and they just need a
right.
Yes.
I remember feeling like that. I'd hate it when my mom gave me chores right when I got home. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, you know?
Yeah.
I would also say do not underestimate the power of a well-intentioned sticker chart for helping build positive habits.
Yeah.
And that way you're not focusing on, we're not doing screens, but you're like, instead,
Here's what
we're
we
going to
are.
see how many books can we read this week? Or how many, you know, like what can we do, whether that be your bedtime routine. Like you get a star or a smiley face for having a positive bedtime routine, which means you're picking up your stuff. You're doing the things that we need to do to get ready for the next day and stuff.
I mean, we've had activity popsicle sticks, like where they would be like, I don't know what to do, I'm bored. We went their whole season of bored. I don't know what to do, I just want to watch a screen. And you're like, go pick from the thing. And they'd pick and they'd be like, oh, that's a great idea. Let me throw fake snowballs at each other. And or let me go read a book, or let me do a craft of, like, I just buy those Hobby Lobby crafts that are like super easy. Like you just stick eyeballs on things when they're little. Just having little things like that. We've done all of that. And so I think it's just practicing doing things and being proactive, just like Megan said.
Or let them play with Play-Doh if that's their theme, or coloring books.
Just have some things available.
Yes.
Something else that might be good is to take the screen and put it on the big TV and you guys do bedtime yoga. Like for kids, you know, like stretching and moving, get those wiggles out before.
Or Danny Go.
Oh, yeah. My kids love Danny Go. Like, Jade would come home from school and she would put it on the TV, and her and Brody would
That's cute.
do that all. I love it. Those are fun.
Those are great
And I think as far as the mom guilt, like, it's just something that, the more you do it, I feel like the less guilty you feel, because you see the outcome and you're like, no, I know that I'm doing this for their best interests, and then you see the change in it, and then the more you do it, you're just like, I already know it works. You know?
Also, we had a really good episode on mom guilt. And one of the things that Lindsay said from that episode was that guilt is a feeling that we get sometimes to be a catalyst for change. So there might be something that you're feeling guilty about because something needs to happen differently. So just be open to, like, hey, why am I feeling guilt? What do I feel like I'm not doing? And how can I change something? So
yeah, that's great.
That's awesome. That is a really great segue into our episode today. We're talking about the stories that we tell ourselves. And what does that mean? Well, that means that it's important for you to pay attention to the lens through which you view your life, and to be aware of the things that you are saying in your head about your life and about the people in your life and about the things you have going on and the direction you're going. Like, it's so powerful. And I was in a class with an amazing woman. Her name's Amy Earl. She's awesome. But she told me this phrase, the story I'm telling myself is, and it has changed the way I think about things.
I need this episode so bad.
Yes. And the way this has shown up recently in my own life is that I was talking with one of my kids, and she was kind of down and like, nobody likes me. Nobody, you know, like in our family, I'm just surrounded by all these brothers. No. And she's like, they don't even like me. They only come in my room when they want to show me their muscles and ask for money. And I was like, okay, well, it'd be really easy to just be like, guys, don't be like that. Like, love your sister, be better. But the truth is, when you are faced with situations, when you're around people and you always like look at people and you're like, they don't like me. They don't, like we all think that. And it was a really great opportunity with her to say, okay, that's what you're telling yourself. But see, here's the problem is you can't change anybody else, but you can change here. And I'm like, what if you think about the fact that maybe they're just coming in to be funny? Like, what if
Or to
they're
connect with you.
like,
Maybe you laughed one time.
yeah, and so they think that it's good. Like, you just don't even know why or what. But the problem is with this relationship is that it's going to go south if you don't change what you're thinking because it's just a perception.
Well, also, when you think something, you're looking for evidence that it's true. So if you're thinking something, your whole brain is trying to find evidence that it's true over and over and over and over again. So probably the last 17 times that her brothers came in, it was for one of those reasons because she was looking for evidence to see if that was true, and she'll never see the other times. It's the same with like mine that I was changing this year was I'm too old to start over and have a baby. I'm too old. I'm too exhausted. I have too much going on. And that to me was like, no, the timing is perfect because it's exactly what God wants. And I need to change. I just was doing it so subconsciously that I didn't even realize it. But I'm like, I was finding evidence. My body hurts. I'm crustier than I used to be. This is harder on me physically. I'm just more exhausted than I was. So I was finding all the evidence of why that was true instead of looking for, okay, what's the reason why now it's happening right now? Would I have chosen this path and it taking this long? No, but there's a reason why it's happening. And I need to find why this baby is going to be the best baby for us ever and why I'm going to be an even better mom than I would have been 20 years ago because of the experience and the love and the grace and stuff that I've had. So your brain is going to automatically try to find evidence for whatever you're thinking. So it's so important that you're intentional about what you're saying and how you're saying it, and to recognize, even though I teach about mindset, I talk about it constantly. I talk about the crazy chick in your head all the time. And I study it and I love it and I am very aware. And then those things still creep in. So what are you letting in that you don't even realize you're letting in that just happens? And it changes all the time. A new situation could bring in something new.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so easy for us to believe the negative stories more easily than the ones that are true?
I think a lot of it's biology. Our brain's trying to protect us.
Totally.
Like survival.
Yeah.
That's a huge part. If there's any chance that we could be getting hurt or that someone is doing something wrong to us, or if there's any chance of danger, and that happens a lot with connection to people and relationships and stuff. So,
And we're trying to be humble, right? It's harder to believe the big things
Yeah.
that
Well,
are actually true.
But I think that, so my mom always said, perception is truth, which means the way you see things is truth. But in relationships and in conflict, there's always two sides. There are two truths in everything. And
You have your truth.
and then the other person's truth. And it's like, I think that the key to all of this is trying to figure out a way to be humble, like you said. It's like humbling yourself and being like, okay, I'm thinking that this is, but I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what they're going through. I can't see their struggles.
Yeah.
So how
Well,
can I?
When it comes to other people, I think the thing that helped me the most, because I used to be like super quick to judge when I was like newly married and a teenager. And I think what has changed my life is hearing other people's stories. So like getting to know people and like hearing their struggle and people just opening up to me about things, it has completely changed who I am internally. Before, because you're so selfish when you're younger too, like you're so self-absorbed and self-centered.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, they are going through something that I would never in a million years could handle or would want to have in my life. And just being patient and seeing them from that lens. And I guess it's a Christ-like lens because that's how the Savior sees us with everything that we have going on. And it changes how you feel when it's a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah. So I have an experience where I would also have times where I'm like, oh, that person doesn't like me because like every time I'm around them or we're at a family thing or whatever, like they never say hi to me. Like I always notice like they say hi to everyone else or, you know, they walk in and, you know, they never say hi. And so I just like would tell myself that person doesn't like me. And so I have tried really hard to change my mindset and be like, well, you know what? Maybe they're tired, you know, or instead of me being every time like saying like, oh, they didn't say hi to me. I changed my mindset of every time I see them, I'm going to go and say hi to them.
Oh, that's good.
And another thing that has helped me as well is whenever I feel like I'm just starting to think about people like negatively, and I feel like it's just like absorbing me, I stop and I pray that I can see the best in them and that I can see them as a child of God. Instead of just focusing on all the negative things about them, I pray that I can see the best in them. And that has helped me a lot. Like that's something that I have worked on a lot this year is I think that's a key thing too, is like realizing that when you are only thinking negatively about people is, you know, just realize that and then take the step to be like, wait a second. That's like absorbing me is these thoughts that I'm having about this person.
That's funny because that actually the opposite of that happened to me this summer.
Really?
Yeah, there was a girl at a conference that came up to me like I feel like I had met her once, like I knew of her, but I didn't know her very well. Like we hadn't really crossed paths, and she came like we were hanging out a little bit at the conference, and she literally was. I said, "I'm so glad I've gotten to know you this conference. It's been so great to chat with you and talk to you and." We need to stay in touch after this. And she's like, yeah, that's really funny because I thought you hated me. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I always remember looking at you and you always had perfect hair. I was like, what? Also, thank you. But like now I feel pressure. I have to have my hair done all the time. No, but she said, you always had perfect hair. And I just thought you hated me for the last like 2 years. I was like, I don't even remember seeing her.
I don't even know you.
No, I don't even remember talking to her ever or seeing her, and I'm like, that's crazy to me that she, and it made me really sad because I'm like, that is so heartbreaking that she felt that from me when I don't even remember
For
an
years.
interaction or like, yeah.
That just shows you like how it can
The
be
internal
totally
thing.
wrong.
Yes.
Right?
And I was like, you're cool. Like, you're a really cool person. I wish we'd gotten to know each other earlier. And when she said that, I was like mind blown. I'm like, what?
You don't give that vibe at all.
No. Thank you. I'm like, I don't ever try to, but
No,
I'm
you
like,
don't.
I'm open to meeting people. So
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh man, it's so perception.
Yes.
You know?
It is.
And who are we wrong about how they feel about us that we're thinking about? I mean, even right now,
Yeah.
who are we wrong about that we're giving them too much thought?
Yep. All right. What is a story from your past that needs a new ending in 2026?
I have a good one for this.
Oh, good.
Megan's like, 'cause I didn't have one.
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay. I think it's really important if you have traumatic things happen. And my friend Heather taught me to do this, but Kennedy's birth story needed to be rewritten for me because it was sort of traumatic, and it always had that little piece. And so does Caleb. Like I've had to literally rewrite their stories in my head and write it down because things didn't go as planned. And I always looked back on that event as, instead of this beautiful miracle that came into our life, this traumatic, hard thing that was really hard on me. And I've had to rewrite that because I'm like, I don't want to look on their births of like being this awful thing. And so I've like rewritten the story from a different lens, but that is like intentionally rewriting a story because I literally wrote it all down. Like, but here are the miracles that happen. Even though it was this horrible, terrible thing at the time, here, like, what if they hadn't found this stuff at the hospital before we left? What if blah, blah, blah. And then like finding the miracles and rewriting it literally and physically made such a difference in my life.
I love that idea.
It is. It's so
Bye,
important.
y'all. I need to go write some stuff.
It was really healing.
Yeah.
Like really healing.
Sound like it is.
I think
I
that
love
is
that.
great. I think mine is that I am not broken. Like I tell myself, the story I tell myself is that I've had 5 kids. I'm overworked, underpaid, and I am broken. I
Yeah.
feel like I've tried to exercise.
hormones are
and hormones
out of
are
whack.
out of whack. Lymphatic system is blown. Like there's so many problems. And when I go to the doctor, it's like, just eat better and exercise. I'm like, that's not it. I've tried doing that. And it's better, but it's just, and so my truth has been like, put your head in the sand and don't pay attention to it. And that's not okay. Like,
No. Yeah.
so that's something I'm trying to rewrite for 2026 because I want to feel empowered and not feel like I'm broken.
Well, it'll happen. And Heavenly Father will lead you to the things that make sense for you. Because the typical answers of going to so many people are dealing with this. I feel like everybody has hormonal problems. But going to the doctor and doing all the things that they tell you to do are not the answers. Since we've had struggled with fertility, none of my answers have ever been what everyone says to do. Do IVF, every time I prayed about it, it's been this off the wall random thing that I'm like, what? And then it works and you're like, what? So, Heavenly Father will guide you and all of us on fixing those things in our life.
Yep.
One of mine is that I have to be the one holding everything together. That's the story that I've been telling myself.
You're the glue, baby. That's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my new ending is going to be that I'm supported and I'm held and that I'm not doing this alone.
Yep.
And that if I don't do it, it's still going to get done somehow.
Yes. Or it doesn't matter.
Or it doesn't get done. And then
and it doesn't
I
matter.
feel terrible. Just kidding.
I had to give up on stuff like that with cleaning our house. I'm like, doesn't matter.
So, how can we replace self-criticism with God-centered truth? What is the truth? The truth is, I am not broken, that I was divinely made, and that if I want to put in the effort and not just ignore my body, then changes can be made.
The truth is, we are daughters of a loving Heavenly Father. And we are all meant to go through the things that we're going through because we're supposed to learn something from it. Every trial, every hardship. And sometimes we get stuck in a trial too long because we forget to look up.
When jewelry is made, like real jewelry, it has to have like intense heat and then it has to have water poured over it at like the perfect time. And it has to, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, okay, am I in the heat part or am I in the water part?
You're a refiner's fire.
Yeah. And whenever I come out of this, I'm going to be this beautiful piece of jewelry, but right now I'm undergoing, how to be like that, how to be made like that. And it sucks sometimes, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what role does community play in correcting the stories we tell ourselves?
You need some sisters.
Hey girl, that's not true.
Hey, girl, hey.
Don't say that about yourself.
No, you shouldn't. Me and Megan get on each other all the time.
What you saying that? In fact, we're gonna talk to Lindsay real quick about another truth she's been telling herself.
What is it?
Call it out. Tell her.
Say it.
You need to stop calling your youngest child crazy.
I've thought about that.
If you want
When it
peace.
stops being true.
No.
No, I know. The one I've been working on that one like literally this week. I'm like, he's coming into his own. He's coming at a great place. I'm like, it's not true. I'm telling myself that.
Yeah, you are.
He is coming out of this crazy phase where he keeps trying to like hurt himself because he's jumping off of stuff and climbing on top of the couches. And so I literally have been like, he's really getting to a place where it's not true.
No.
I've been working on it.
But you can believe it.
Yeah,
until it
totally.
is.
We're going to search
Totally.
for evidence like big time.
Right. When if I search for evidence that he's crazy, and I'm overwhelmed, and that's not good for anybody. So I'm like, you know what? He's getting older. He can talk more. It's working. I'm like, but it will.
I think if you want to know the stories that you tell yourself, you need to make a list. Just sit down and do a brain dump.
Yeah.
And be like, these are the stories that I'm telling myself right now. I am.
Yeah.
We are. They are. Just see what comes to your mind.
I think I think it's important to like talk to your spouse, talk to your sister. Like I could never brain dump it because I don't know I'm doing it.
But be ready, guys, okay? Because
Before you ask, be ready.
Like, just be in a place of like humility because last night we had one of those conversations and I was not ready for that. And he was like, "You look at everything negatively and everybody negatively," and I'm like, "No, I don't. Stop it.
Sometimes you need
You're
those
the
people.
worst.
Well, and if Megan had told me 2 months ago that he's not crazy, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
true.
like I wasn't ready then because I'm like, you
I've been
are
waiting
lying
for this
I know.
episode.
You need to
You
feel
are like-
validated.
Just how when you had 5 kids and I remember having that conversation with you.
you
I'm
did.
like,
You're like,
stop
stop.
saying you're too much.
Stop saying you're too much. And I'm like, we are not too much. We are.
Yeah, because she would say we're too much at every family function, and then she was finding evidence that they were too much, and the kids were crazy, and
They would
everybody
break stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're too much, and I'm like, stop saying that. You're not.
It was
You are
kind
who
of a
you
lot. Just kidding.
No, what's really sad is like she had 5 kids and now all of us are like have all the kids all at once. So what her too much was is like nowhere near the decibel and the noise.
perspective.
Now she gets to sit back in her golden
Story I'm
years.
telling myself now.
Let's talk about
They
that.
were actually okay.
Here's a new story that I'm telling myself. Megan's in her golden years as an aunt.
Wait,
Yeah.
let's talk about that at
And
Thanksgiving.
I'm going to
Megan
find
told
all the
us-
evidence.
Megan told us at Thanksgiving. We were talking about how crazy we all have toddlers and they're all the same age except Megan, whose youngest is 9?
8.
8.
Yes.
Almost, yeah.
Almost 9.
Almost 9.
Yeah.
So we were laughing and talking about how our life is crazy. And then I'm like, I'm about to have another baby. This is going to be real crazy. And Megan's like, we were talking about being a good aunt. I said, I was a great aunt before I had kids. I was really good. I had time since had kids. I'm not as fun. And then they both said the same thing. Evie and Courtney were like, we were too. And Megan's like, I never had to deal with that because I had
She's
the
always
kids
had
first.
kids.
Yep.
And then she said she made the greatest mistake of her life by telling Courtney. She
Yes,
said,
me.
I have hit my golden years. I'm about to hit my golden years where I'm going to be the best aunt you've ever seen. And I looked at Megan and I said, you better be careful because I got a baby on the way. You better watch what you say.
It's gonna be
And Courtney was
amazing.
like this.
Sign it. Sign it now. You said it. Sign it.
So we were dying laughing. So Megan's going to be in her golden years.
So when are you coming over?
yeah.
Pick up the kids?
She said, you better watch
All
what
your
you
spare
say.
Yes. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great.
I love that. Do you love that?
Megan's gonna be like pumping iron and like going to workout competitions and stuff, and then she's
And
gonna
then
have more
bringing my
energy
bag
than
of
all of
books
us.
over to your house and be like, come on, story time, kid.
She's gonna have more energy than all of
Mary
us.
Poppins.
Yep.
Yeah. You got the bag.
Wait, were you the one doing the story times when we went to the beach? My kids loved that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
What story time?
She did a story time like one night, and then said she'd do it every night. And the kids were like, "Where's the story?"
Then I
She's like, "I'm
disappeared.
hanging out with Ben."
It just didn't work out the best those
No,
other nights.
they were fine. They
But
were
the
just
one
like,
time
they were
you
like,
did
"Where's
it,
Aunt Megan?"
You did it so good.
Yeah, that they wanted more.
golden year.
Look at you.
Golden era.
Golden day.
It was a golden moment. That's all you need.
That's all you need. They'll think you did it every night, just like mom did.
Exactly.
All it takes is once.
Yep. Exactly.
Hang on to that. Okay, we're going to close with the scripture. It's Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we want to encourage you to just become aware of the stories you're telling yourself. And our reflection question for the week is, what is one story I'm telling myself right now that God wants me to rewrite? And your mission, should you choose to accept it before Christmas, is to figure out what that story is and make 2026 a better year.
Love it.
All right, until next time.
Keep striving, and we'll see y'all soon.
Now it's time for the bloopers.
All right, let's do this. 30 minutes. Let's go.
What time is it?
Let's do it fast because none of us are prepared.
30:30.
But this is something we can talk about in our sleep.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Welcome to our episode of Southern.
You look like an Oompa Loompa. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
It was like,
Welcome. Okay. Okay. We are in the middle of our Christmas season, but we're going
But
to
you're
kind
not.
of.
kidding.
No, they will be.
Oh, I thought this was January.
No, this is.
Just that one is January.
We are not doing January anymore.
Okay,
Just
okay.
November-
This is all still December. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
No, she definitely called you broken earlier.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself.
I
Yeah.
meant like a broken record.
Beep, beep,
So that's
beep.
better.
I know. No,